Yes, Excel is for data analysis, but now it's also a place where you can create QR codes. You can create simple ones like this, or colorful ones, even fancy ones. And guess what? We are going to be using Excel's core functionality, so you don't have to install any add-ins. Now, I'm going to be showing you two different methods. My personal favorite is the second one because it's more customizable. Okay, so let's start with method 1. This method uses Excel's image function together with an API URL. So you're going to find the URL right here. This URL is provided by GoQR.me API service, and you can access this for free. How this works is that first we are going to need our links somewhere in Excel, right? So let's assume that we want to create bulk QR codes. Then I'm just going to go over to this empty cell here, type in an equal, then type in image. This is Excel's new image function. Now for source, we are going to use this API link. So I'm going to reference this. Notice the ending of this link is $data equals. Right after data equals, we need to provide the URL. So my URL is here, but now let's just think ahead. First of all, I want to drag this formula down, so I am going to fix my reference to this API link. So let's just press F4 here. Now I want to combine this with this link here. So I'm going to use the ampersand and reference this cell. Okay, so now when I press enter, I get my QR code. I can double click to send this down, and I have multiple QR codes using this free API. By the way, you can grab this file from the link in the description of this video. There are parts of this that you can also customize, and you're going to find more information here in this link that you're also going to find in this workbook. So once you click this, you're going to be taken to the documentation. Here, you're going to find information about the different parameters that you can customize. For example, size, color, and so on. There are two reasons that I'm not 100% a fan of this. I prefer method 2, the method I'm going to show you, because number 1, this is using another non-Microsoft service. And number 2, it's not as flexible as the second method that I'm going to show you right now. So let's move on to method number 2. This method uses Python. Now, before you say, no, that's not a core functionality in Excel, that's Python. Well, guess what? Python is now a part of Excel. So if you have the 365 version of Excel, sooner or later, you are going to see Python in your ribbon. If you go to the Formulas tab, you'll see Insert Python right here. And this gives you access to advanced features, functions, and libraries. So in our case, for the QR code, there is a QR code library in Python that we can use. Now with that, you can create colorful QR codes like these, or even fancy ones like these. But let's start from the basics and create a simple QR code using Python. Now, if you have never used Python before, just keep on watching because you're going to see how easy it is. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to import the QR code library. Now, Python does come with preloaded libraries, and if I go to Formulas, Initialization, I can see which ones are already preloaded, but my QR code library isn't preloaded, so we can load it ourselves. I'm just going to go here to an empty cell. Now to bring up Python mode, I'll type in equals py tab, and now I can type in Python code. So the code to import the library is just import, and the library is QRCode. So you can see it down here. I'm going to press tab to accept it and Control Enter to commit this. Now the library is there. This none doesn't really mean much though, so let's make it more meaningful. I'm going to press Enter here and type in QR code imported, and now Control Enter. Okay, so now that the QR code library is there, I can use it. Let's bring up Python mode again and type in a shortcut for creating default QR codes, which just goes like this, QRCode.make. Now, I just need to reference the cell, so open bracket, let's grab this, close bracket, dot show, open and close bracket. That's it. Now I'm going to press Control Enter to commit this, and we can see there's an image here. I'm going to go right beside the formula box to this drop down and drop this as an Excel value in the cell. And that is my QR code. Just like before, I can double click to send this down, and we can see all the different QR codes automatically generated with our Python code. Let me just grab my phone, scan the code, and jump to the website. Let's take a look at how we can create colorful QR codes using Python. Here I have my link. Here I have two different colors. This one defines the color of the QR code itself, and this is the background color. You can type the color either with the color name, as long as Python understands it is fine, or you can use the hex code. Now we're going to write the Python code here, but remember the first thing is to import the QR code library. Now I've already done this. You just need to do it once, and I've already done it in the previous sheet here. If you haven't done it, you need to type that in, right? So you need to import the QR code first. You can of course do it as a part of your formula, as a part of your code as well. But since I'm planning to drag this down, I don't want this repeated everywhere. I just want to do it once and keep things clean. So now that we have that, we're going to go here, type in py to go in Python mode. Because we want to control the color, we first are going to create a QR code object. And I'm going to call that QR. So QR equals QR code dot QR, actually I just saw it there, QR code, open and close the bracket. Okay, so that's going to be our first step. Now that we have the object, we can control the color. You can also control the size and error correction levels. But in this case, I'm just going to control the color. And this is going to need data. And the data for it is my link. So let's start with the data first. We're going to do QR.addData, open the bracket. That's the data, and close. So once we have the data in, let's control the color. This is going to use QR.makeImage. That's right here. Here we can define the fill color. So I'm going to type in fill underscore color. Now this is equals this. I'm just going to reference the cell directly. And the background color is back underscore color. And this is equal to this one here. Okay, so we're going to close the bracket and we want to show the QR code. So dot show, open and close the bracket. Control Enter to commit this. We get an image here. Let's click on this drop down and drop it as an Excel value. Now let's double click and send this down. And I have my colorful Python generated QR codes. Now, if you're wondering whether this can be inside an Excel table, let's actually test it out. I'm going to press Control T. Let's convert this into a table. Okay. Remove that formatting of the table. And let's go ahead here and add in another item. So I'll just go with www.excelplus.com. And I'm going to go with this color combination. So we can see that something is already happening there. The cell is too small, but my formula was automatically copied down as well. So how about those fancy QR codes? Well, the way I've created these is with the help of another library as well. This is this one right here. It's the Pillow library, the Python imaging library. With this library, what you can do is that you can change the way an image is shown. So you can adjust the colors of the pixels. What we end up doing here is that we use the QR code library to return the QR code in the standard black code and white background. And then we use the second library to switch out the black pixels the way that we want. And here what I've done is that I've defined the top part to be red, the bottom part to be blue, and I'm using green as the variable here, right? So this transitions using the RGB codes throughout. And I'm going to show you the code, but I'm not going to lie, this is a longer code. but in the age of AI, it's easy to get these codes. Let me show it to you in the Python editor because it's easier to read here than in the formula bar. I'm going to switch to current sheet. That's my cell D3. Here we're creating the QR code using the QR code library. And here is where we're going from red to blue, and green is referencing the cell. So I'm using that number that we see in this cell in the RGB code here. Okay, and then finally we show the code. Now, once I have this, I can send this down and I get my fancy QR codes all dynamic. These are the different ways you can create QR codes in Excel. You can use the image function or you can use Python. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for dropping by, and I'm going to catch you in the next one.